Are you taking magnesium supplements and wondering why you're still tired, anxious, and dealing with muscle cramps? In this video, I'm going to reveal the shocking vitamin that's blocking your magnesium absorption, and most people have absolutely no idea this is happening to them right now. You absolutely have to know this. Hey everyone, and welcome to ReVitaMen. Today we're diving deep into one of the most overlooked nutrient interactions that could be sabotaging your health. We're going to cover everything you need to know about magnesium absorption, but make sure you stick around until the end because the number one mistake people make with this vitamin is the one that shocked me the most, and I guarantee it will completely change how you take your supplements. All right, let's not waste any time. The biggest issue most people face, and we're starting with a huge one, is that they're taking massive doses of vitamin D without enough magnesium. And this is creating a vicious cycle that's destroying their mineral balance. Let me explain why this is so critical. Vitamin D is amazing, don't get me wrong, but here's what almost nobody tells you. Every single step of vitamin D metabolism requires magnesium. When you take vitamin D supplements, your body needs magnesium to convert it into its active form. The problem? This process actually depletes your magnesium stores. So you're taking vitamin D, thinking you're getting healthier, but you're unknowingly creating a magnesium deficiency that's making you feel worse. You might be experiencing muscle twitches, fatigue, anxiety, or sleep problems, and you have no idea that your vitamin D supplement is part of the problem. If you can just understand this one relationship, you'll already be ahead of 90% of people taking supplements. And if you thought that was a game changer, you have no idea what's coming. The final nutrient interaction we'll cover is even more surprising and could be the reason you're experiencing symptoms you never connected to your supplements. Okay, moving on to issue number 6, which is taking calcium supplements without understanding how they compete with magnesium for absorption. Here's what happens in your digestive system. Calcium and magnesium use the same absorption pathways in your intestines. When you flood your system with calcium, whether from supplements or fortified foods, you're essentially blocking magnesium from getting through. It's like two people trying to walk through the same doorway at the exact same time. One of them is going to get pushed aside, and unfortunately, it's usually magnesium. The ratio matters tremendously here. The ideal ratio of calcium to magnesium should be around 2 to 1, but most people are getting ratios of 5 to 1 or even 10 to 1 because calcium is added to everything from orange juice to cereals to protein bars. This imbalance is one of the hidden reasons why so many people are magnesium deficient despite eating what they think is a healthy diet. Next up is issue number 5, and this one surprises a lot of people. Drinking too much coffee or alcohol without replenishing your magnesium. Both caffeine and alcohol are what we call magnesium wasters. They increase how much magnesium your kidneys excrete through your urine. If you're someone who starts the day with 2 or 3 cups of coffee and ends it with a glass or 2 of wine, you could be losing significant amounts of magnesium every single day without even realizing it. The signs of this depletion are often subtle at first. You might notice that your stress tolerance is lower. Maybe you're feeling more anxious than usual. Your sleep quality might be declining. You might get headaches more frequently. These are all classic signs that your magnesium levels are dropping. Now, I'm not saying you have to give up your coffee or your evening glass of wine, but you do need to be strategic about replacing the magnesium you're losing. This means either increasing magnesium-rich foods in your diet or considering a quality magnesium supplement, which we'll talk more about in a moment. Another common one is issue number 4, which is having low stomach acid and not realizing it's preventing magnesium absorption. This is huge, and it's something that affects more people as they age. Magnesium absorption requires adequate stomach acid. If you have low stomach acid, whether from aging, stress, or from taking acid-blocking medications like proton pump inhibitors, you simply cannot absorb magnesium efficiently. The statistics on this are actually alarming. Studies show that people who take acid-blocking medications long-term have significantly lower magnesium levels. But here's what makes this even worse. Magnesium deficiency itself can cause digestive issues that make people think they need more acid blockers, creating a terrible downward spiral. If you've been taking antacids or PPIs for months or years, or if you're over 50, there's a very good chance your stomach acid production has declined and your magnesium absorption is suffering. Signs of low stomach acid include bloating after meals, feeling unusually full after eating small amounts,
and having undigested food in your stool. If this sounds like you need to address the root cause, not just take more magnesium. Now let's talk about issue number 3, which is eating a high-sugar diet that's causing your body to dump magnesium. Every time you eat sugar or refined carbohydrates, your blood sugar spikes. To bring that blood sugar back down, your body releases insulin. But here's what most people don't know. Insulin doesn't just affect blood sugar. It also tells your kidneys to hold on to sodium and excrete magnesium. So every cookie, every soda, every piece of white bread is actually causing you to lose magnesium through your urine. If you're eating the standard American diet with processed foods and added sugars throughout the day, you're creating multiple magnesium dumping events every single day. Over time, this adds up to a serious deficiency. The solution here is twofold. First, you need to stabilize your blood sugar by reducing refined carbohydrates and sugars. Second, you need to actively replenish your magnesium stores because the damage from years of high sugar intake doesn't reverse overnight. Focus on whole foods, increase your protein and healthy fat intake to balance blood sugar, and make magnesium-rich foods like leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and dark chocolate a regular part of your diet. Moving on to issue number 2, and this is another incredibly important one, taking high doses of zinc without balancing it with magnesium.
Zinc is an incredibly popular supplement right now, especially since people started taking it for immune support. But zinc and magnesium compete for absorption, just like calcium and magnesium do. When you take large doses of zinc, particularly on an empty stomach, you can interfere with magnesium absorption. The recommended daily amount of zinc is only 8 to 11 milligrams for most adults, but many supplements contain 25, 50, or even more milligrams per dose. If you're taking these high-dose zinc supplements regularly, especially without food and without considering your magnesium intake, you could be creating an imbalance. This is something I see almost everyone doing, and it's sabotaging their results. The signs of zinc-induced magnesium deficiency are similar to other forms of deficiency: muscle cramps, poor sleep, increased anxiety, and fatigue. If you're taking zinc supplements, make sure you're also getting adequate magnesium and consider taking them at different times of day to minimize competition for absorption. And now we're at the second to last issue, taking vitamin B6 supplements in the wrong form, which can actually block magnesium at the cellular level. This is where things get really interesting, and this is the information that changed everything for me. Vitamin B6 comes in different forms. The most common form in cheap supplements is pyridoxine hydrochloride. Now, pyridoxine needs to be converted in your body into its active form called P5P, or pyridoxal 5-phosphate. And guess what that conversion requires? Magnesium. So you're taking B6 to help with energy, mood, or hormones, but if you're magnesium deficient, you can't even activate it properly. But here's where it gets even more problematic. When you take very high doses of the pyridoxine form of B6, especially doses above 100 milligrams, it can actually compete with the active P5P form and block it from working properly. This means that excessive pyridoxine supplementation can interfere with both magnesium-dependent processes and the active form of B6 itself. This is something I see almost everyone doing, and it's sabotaging their results. People are taking these high-dose B-complex vitamins thinking they're supporting their health, but they're actually creating nutrient imbalances. The solution is to either take much lower doses of B6, around 10 to 25 milligrams, or to choose supplements that contain P5P instead of pyridoxine. And always make sure your magnesium status is optimized first. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. The number one thing that's holding back your magnesium absorption that almost nobody talks about is chronic stress depleting your magnesium faster than you can possibly replace it through diet alone. Here's the truth that the supplement industry doesn't want you to fully understand. Stress and magnesium have a bidirectional relationship. When you're stressed, your body dumps magnesium. Your adrenal glands release cortisol and adrenaline, and these stress hormones cause your cells to release magnesium into your bloodstream, which then gets excreted through your urine. But here's the vicious cycle. When your magnesium levels drop, you become more susceptible to stress. Your nervous system becomes hyperactive. Your stress response becomes exaggerated. Small problems feel like huge crises. You can't calm down, you can't sleep, and all of this creates more stress, which dumps more magnesium, which makes you more stressed. It's a downward spiral that millions of people are trapped in right now, without understanding what's happening. If you're living a high-stress lifestyle with work pressure, financial worries, relationship issues, or even just the constant stimulation of social media and news, you are depleting magnesium at a rate that's almost impossible to replace through food alone. This is why so many people report that magnesium supplementation is life-changing. It's not just about the magnesium, it's about breaking the stress depletion cycle and allowing your nervous system to finally calm down.
So there you have it, the 7 biggest magnesium blockers that most people have no idea about. We covered how vitamin D depletes magnesium, how calcium and zinc compete with it, how coffee and alcohol waste it, how stomach acid affects absorption, how sugar causes you to dump it, how the wrong form of B6 can interfere with it, and, of course, the most important one, how chronic stress creates a vicious cycle of depletion that's almost impossible to escape without intervention. Now, I have a question for you. Which of these magnesium blockers are you dealing with right now? Be honest with yourself and let me know in the comments below. Are you a stressed-out coffee drinker taking high-dose vitamin D? Are you taking calcium supplements without thinking about magnesium? I read every single comment, and I want to hear your story. If you got value from this video, do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next one.